Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario Bros. 2. We begin this episode with World 4, and I'll go ahead and select Toad for this level. And this is an ice world, so we have to be introduced to ice. And it's slippery, we don't have very much traction, so Toad really helps because he's very quick, and he's very quick to stop, considering what we have to deal with. Now here is a sub-zone plant, or a sub-zone potion. But we have these stupid flurries that we have to deal with. And they slide around just as much as we do. But anyways, we have a mushroom here. And I suppose it's easier to kind of just wait for the flurries to die. But that's okay. This section's easy even with the flurries. We also have another sub-zone potion here. So they're going ahead and giving us all of the mushrooms pretty much at once in the first part of the level. So I guess they're hinting that a more challenging section is ahead. This is kind of a dead end, but it's not really, because over here we have a rocket. And we get ejected out of it before it explodes, thankfully. Boy, that would be evil developers to kind of kill us as soon as we were on the rocket, you know. But anyway. These guys are auto bombs. They actually spit out flames at us, not really bombs. But that's what they're called, auto bombs. And the Shy Guys ride them. That was kind of a new development in this game. Enemies that were two parts. You could get rid of one part of the enemy and the other enemy would still kind of ride around, I suppose. This is a very strange game because a lot of these enemies don't show up for a very long time in the Super Mario universe. Now for 2, I'm going to go with the Princess, and that's because, well, I like the jumping ability. Especially for the next section of this level. Not this first section. This first section is rather easy. There's quite a simple pattern with all of the Bezos here. And all you gotta really do is just jump and move forward. You can actually kind of wait towards the beginning of the level and just wait for them to fly and miss you. You could if you wanted to do that, but you don't have to. I shrunk here, by the way, just to show you what Small Princess looks like. Also, we've got a new enemy here. Well, it's not an enemy, it's actually something to help us along the way, the whales. And they don't hurt us, and we can walk on the tails, but the problem with the whales is that when they spit out their water spouts, those can hurt us, but we can stand on top of them though. That's what makes this level a little bit challenging. I think this was one of the most difficult levels I had seen in this game when I first played it. And this was one of the levels that was very hard to get through. Right here, just kind of showing you there's nothing here. Well, we'll deal with that eventually. There is something around that area that we need to take care of. But that's going to be in the bonus areas. We can also get these cherries as much as possible, and that does help with all of these water spouts. But if you take your time, you'll be fine. There's no time limit. Remember that jar for later, viewers. There is something special about that jar. We've got another rocket now. World 4 is just full of rockets. I'm not sure why. At any rate, we've got another Autobomb here. And you're kind of wondering what we can do about the Shy Guy here. Well, if we get rid of the Autobomb and walk on the Shy Guy, we can actually take this sub-zone potion over all the way to the right. And it's actually pretty useful, because this is where the Super Mushroom is. And they've got the enough cherries so you can become a invincible anyway, or get the star bands, so that's nice. Aboard the porcupines. Of course, I think we first saw them in World 3-2, I think it was. Now here's another Birdo. And he's not too difficult. Especially with the princess, you can kind of just float right over the eggs until you need them. And go into the hawk's mouth and we're done. Notice the toadstool's throwing a vegetable at the bottom there. Vegetables are important in this game. World 4-3, we need to be probably Princess or Luigi, I think, in this level. This level's actually really long, just like World 3-4. Sorry, 3-3 was, rather. There are no fourth worlds in each world, fourth levels. It only goes like 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, or 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. Which is also a difference between this original Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario The Lost Levels, or Doki Doki Panic. Now that's going to change, of course, in Super Mario Brothers 3. Anyway, so we don't want to kill the Birdo because we need to ride the egg all the way over. And here we actually have kind of a shortcut if we want to take it. If we super jump as a princess or Luigi, we can jump across this gap. So it's useful, but I'd like to show you the rest of the level. Now we have this headache of a level. Another Tower of Terror. Each section is going to have about 1 or 2 flurries in it that we have to avoid. They're not Scottish, so they're not McFlurries, but that's okay. Or McFlurries. Scottish should be Mac, Irish should be Mick, I think. But anyway, who cares? We just gotta deal with these flurries, that's all. You don't really have to kill them, you just gotta wait for them to disappear from the level. Fortunately, there's none here just yet, but we do have to deal with them here. I just barely got missed there by a flurry. See, that's the problem with the ice, is it's very difficult to get your footing. But anyways, up here, there's a little unknown secret here, unless you've actually played the game before, is you can actually walk on top of these parapets on the castle. And that's kind of nice. And there we go. Of course, I had to say that in one episode of this game. Or 5. At any rate, we got the mushroom, so I got 4 vitality points, and that will become very useful in the ending of this level. Now, there's only one shy guy you need to ride on, and that's the red one, not the blue one. Now, we could grab some cherries at this point, if we wanted them. And it could possibly be useful. Especially considering we have a Phanto. And I have to correct myself, it's Phanto, not Phantom, but it's still, you know, the same root word, I guess. This part is kind of a pain in the ass because you have to deal with a lot of flurries. And I do mean a lot of flurries. Thankfully we can get rid of the key, and Phanto's like, okay, that's it. You got my key, I'll follow you. You get rid of the key, meh, that's cool, we're cool now. Not much in this game is really logical, but it's surreal for a reason. It's very dreamlike, one would say. Get rid of that key. And grab it again. I've tried to hit Phanto with the key, but unfortunately you can't do that. And remember that shortcut I showed you earlier? Well, this is where you end up. And of course they throw just another Bezo at you there. I barely did not fall off there. That's any English whatsoever, but... these flurries, I think, are just put here just to screw with you. Now, this is the enemy, the end boss of level 4. He's called Fry Guy. He's actually way more difficult than he looks. But he has a very specific set pattern. So he just goes kind of in a clockwise figure 8. And then he changes the pattern ever so slightly. And then he turns into these 4 little Fry Guys. And not like French fries, but frying like he will fry you because he's made of heat. He's made of heat and fire. The easiest way to deal with them is just to kind of drop above and wait for them to bounce over. And sometimes you can get a 2-for-1 special. Almost there. This guy's really annoying. And that takes care of World 4. But we still have a bonus area. Now World 5 will be interesting, but we'll get there soon enough. The bonus area is in World 4 too, and it's not necessarily a bonus area, it's a warp area. Remember that, jar that I mentioned earlier? Sorry, my brain froze. Well, we need to go to that jar with a sub-zone potion. And I went ahead and grabbed that mushroom there because I was low on vitality. And this was kind of tricky, actually, to take this potion over towards that jar. But what you can do as the princess is just jump and float and just kind of land on each puff of water. Which is not really supposed to be water, it's supposed to be air, and so that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because a whale breathes air, doesn't breathe water, doesn't have gills, has lungs, so go figure. Anyway, this is the secret area, the warp zone. And if we take this warp zone, we go to World 6. So thank you so much for watching, let's play Super Mario Bros. 2, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.